A quiet, isolated apartment bedroom usually offers a sense of security, but that feeling evaporates when a sound originates from the wrong place entirely. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. Not from the hallway or a window, but from inside the drywall directly beside the bed. It is easy to dismiss a solitary sound as simple plumbing. Old buildings settle and pipes expand. We rely on these rationalizations to keep the room feeling safe. But that logic collapses on the second night. The exact same rhythm of 3 knocks repeats at precisely 2:13 a.m. It is a clear, timed, and intentional pattern. Moving closer and pressing an ear against the plaster reveals a sound no pipe could produce. Through the solid barrier, there is the distinct, rhythmic sound of slow, patient breathing. While the landlord claims the adjacent unit is empty, the downstairs neighbor reacts with immediate terror. At the mention of the room, she locks her door, offering only a single warning: do not answer the knocking. With the neighbor hiding in fear and the landlord's story failing, the apartment is no longer a shelter. The drywall is a thin layer of plaster separating a bed from something patient and observant. Shifting the bed away from the wall reveals what has been happening in the dark. The vintage wallpaper is shredded by deep scratches, all carved from inside the plaster outward. Checking the hallway reveals a physical impossibility. The door to the adjacent apartment has vanished. Where the entrance used to be, there is only a continuous stretch of blank wall. This architectural floor plan maps the building's layout. Erasing the adjacent apartment leaves an impossible empty space against the bedroom. But this missing room is an expanding void. It fractures into a sprawling web of corridors, making the single bedroom look like a tiny cage. A weak voice whispers through the plaster from the void, acknowledging the bed has been moved. The wallpaper begins to stretch. Dozens of human hands press against the paper from the inside, bulging the material outward, moving fluidly beneath the surface. The wall is no longer a physical barrier. It has become an open entrance. The bedroom wall cracks open, splitting the plaster, to reveal a vast, endless, dark void where a neighbor's room should have been. Thick, unnatural black water begins to drip from the cracked ceiling boards, pooling onto the dry womb floor. A pale woman steps out from the darkness. Her wet skin hangs loosely from unnaturally long limbs. She stretches her mouth open far beyond human limits and whispers that the listening place is opened. The bedroom is no longer private. The black water crosses the threshold. The woman from the void enters, turning the apartment into an extension of the darkness behind the wall. Out in the hallway, the building's architecture elongates, stretching the corridor at high speed into an infinite tunnel of repeating doors. Every apartment door stands slightly open. Inside, smiling tenants rhythmically knock from inside their own walls, their movements perfectly synchronized. At the end of the corridor, the elevator doors slide open. The cab is flooded with black water, packed with pale, motionless bodies floating upright. The elevator lights flicker. When they turn back on, every single drowned face has changed. They are all identical copies of the person standing in the hallway. As these faces stare back, the past begins to dissolve. The memory of a childhood home flickers and goes out. A mother's face becomes a blank slate. Every detail of a life lived outside these walls is being systematically erased. The walls of the hallway tear open to reveal an ancient apartment complex stretching for miles in the darkness. Every window is filled with those same trapped, screaming faces. Deep within this subterranean darkness, a gigantic, unblinking eye opens. Its pupil is made of thousands of tiny, screaming human souls, packed tightly together in the center of the iris. Standing before the eye, the truth of the building becomes clear. There is no outside world to return to. This room was never on the exterior of the building. It was always deep inside the stomach of a living, breathing predator.